So we're talking about estate planning tools that can help minimize future disputes. It's a topic that's near and dear to your heart as you contemplate your legacy and how you want to be seen by your family once you pass away. Did you leave them chaos, or did you leave them a clean situation? Now, our firm does not write the estate plans. We don't write the wills. It is something we counsel our clients around. It's one of those things where we don't claim to do everything. However, we want to be your trusted legal advisor and guide you as to the things you should be thinking about, and then lean into our network so that we can set you up with the right people to help you with that. Now, with that in mind, there are a lot of tools you can use in estate planning that will help minimize future disputes, especially if you anticipate that someone's going to have a problem with your will or trust. You can seek a certificate of independent review. You could get a letter from a treating physician as to your cognitive abilities. You could decide to or not to do a videotaped interview. There are pros and cons on either side. And, with my estate planning buddies, we talk about strategies that can be used to ensure that your trust or will is upheld in the event of future litigation. And so it's a great conversation to be having. Now, most of you are not really looking to cut somebody out of your will and really anticipating that blow up later in life. Most of you, I think, have communication going with your family, and you let them know where you are right now. You're not going to wait till the end and surprise them. It's like, why would you do that? And so you're looking for something orderly, and you definitely want to have that in place by consulting with a qualified estate planning attorney. Clear drafting of wills and trusts is important because life is not clear. And so the more you can do in your instrument to provide clarity, the better. And where I see the most breakdowns in real life is when a couple creates a trust. And they have some language. Well, what happens if one or both of us becomes cognitively impaired? And that's really a tricky situation in life because a lot of times cognitive impairment comes on so gradually. Or one day the person's up, the next day they're down, and there's oftentimes not a clear marking point as to when the cognitive ability was lost. And so the pedal hits the metal in those situations, and you really have to think through how are we going to deal with ambiguous or vague situations and protect ourselves in real life. Because what I see a lot of times in those situations is the courts just don't enforce the trust because it's not practical. I mean, the language around cognitive impairment isn't really practical in addressing the problem at hand, and so they just set the whole thing aside, and that's not what you want either. Professionals can assist you in reducing conflicts by guiding you through a discussion and just, helping you think in a structured way about the possible scenarios that could develop in your life and how, sitting here now, how you want to see those addressed later if you don't have the power then to make the decision. So you're making the decision now. That's a really valuable exercise. So there are really two signs that can suggest that there may be a dispute around an estate plan. And one is within the estate plan, and one is outside the estate plan. Within the estate plan, if something is being done that is viewed as aggressive, such as a distribution to heirs that is not equal, so say one sibling receives more than the other, or one gets cut out, you can probably anticipate some disagreement and possibly trouble around that structure of the plan. Relatedly, some structures are going to be disposing of business interests, and there's always a lot of ambiguity around that because some of the family members want to be involved in the family business, others don't. Some want to be bought out, some want to move forward. And so that's the structure where you can anticipate some disagreement that could develop into more. Outside of the estate plan, your biggest clue is how does the family get along now? Because how you're getting along now is probably going to be amplified, under the stress of the loss of a loved one. It'll be amplified by 10. So if you're contentious now, you'll be 10 times more contentious later. If you're not communicative now, you're going to be 10 times less communicative later. Just that the stress and the emotions around that death are going to amplify the way you are now. If you, like a lot of people, are interested in properly planning for the future to avoid trust disputes in your family, we welcome a conversation about the questions you may have around this topic. Here at the Sierra Crest Business Law Group, give us a call.